Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman, and we're coming to you from our studios at the Capital Region International Airport. We're going to stay in the area. Kevin Todd's going to join us, CPA and Senior Manager at Maynard Costerisan, an accounting house that is housed here in Lansing, but really does business all over the state. Kevin, welcome to the show. It's good to have you here. So one of the big things that's on every newscast there is anywhere is the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, but so many people don't know about the minutia that's in all of those. So could you just inform us a little bit about what it is?
Absolutely. Thanks, Chris. So the One Big Beautiful Bill Act was signed into law by the president on July 4th, 2025, and it's a pretty sweeping piece of legislation, about 900 pages, that touches on everything from tax law, healthcare, energy policy, and so many other topics. From a tax perspective, it takes many provisions from the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act and makes them permanent, but it also introduces a lot of new tax rules, some of which are temporary, some of which are also permanent, that impact both individuals and businesses. While the stated goal was simplification and economic growth, the reality that the tax law portion of this, at least, is a little bit more complex, and the impact varies wildly depending on each individual's and each business's situation.
Yeah, and thank you for being the understatement of the year. It's a little complex. So this law does bring back something that called bonus depreciation for businesses. Tell us a little bit about that because that's pretty good as businesses stand.
It is. So bonus depreciation is an amount that can be deducted from your tax return, from your taxable income, over and above a standard depreciation amount, where you write off large purchases over time. Bonus depreciation over the last few years has been stepping down from 100% to 80, 60, 40, et cetera, and was due to expire in 2027. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act does bring that back at 100% here in 2025, and it makes that 100% rate permanent. It gives business owners a pretty big incentive to invest in things like machinery, equipment, technology, other assets. This 100% rate that has been put in place under the new act is for property that's acquired or placed in service on or after January 19th, 2025. So it doesn't quite coincide with the calendar year. There's a little bit of a gap there at the beginning of the year, but this is a great way if your business invests in a lot of assets to reduce your taxes while you continue to grow.
I suspect there'll be further investigation of that date, but we'll see what comes out of this. Hey, there's also some changes to how businesses deduct for research and development expenses.
Yes, this has been a big discussion. So a couple of years ago, a portion of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act took effect that required businesses to capitalize or take deductions over time related to research and development expenses. The new law raises that limit on how much they can deduct right away for R&D if that work is done here in the United States, which helps with cash flow. Foreign R&D that's conducted outside the United States must still be deducted over 15 years, much like we talked about with depreciation for other assets. This does encourage businesses to invest in new ideas while benefiting from tax savings sooner. For example, some of the qualifying expenses paying engineers, chemists, software developers who work on new products or process improvements can now be an immediate deduction versus the last couple of years where we had to break those deductions up over time.
So, talk to me a little bit about Section 179 expenses. This is also something that's good for business.
It is. So Section 179 and bonus depreciation are similar, but they're not quite the same thing. Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, the changes to Section 179 increase the amount that businesses can expense under 179 up to $2.5 million per year. This includes things like random office furniture, technology supplies, business vehicles, other tangible personal property. Whether you're looking to replace outdated equipment, you're expanding operations, 179 helps make it more financially viable to reinvest in your business.
So this is obviously very complex, as we joked about earlier, and pretty wide-ranging, actually. What advice would you have for business owners or individuals trying to navigate through this whole thing? And what's the availability of people at Maynard to help?
So the one thing that we always say whenever there's new tax legislation is sit down and talk with your tax advisor. With so many different rules in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, some of them taking effect at different times. There's actually a chart that's been put together of the different effective dates because none of the business provisions take effect at the same date or the individual ones. It's smart to get ahead of these changes and build them into your business plan for 2025. So if you're looking at making a big equipment purchase, investing in R&D, or just want to see how these can benefit your business or yourself as an individual, we can help. We do have technical experts on staff who have read the legislation, including myself, and provide direction on how to make the most of the opportunities that are available to you in these new tax laws. We can help you sort out the details and figure out what works best for your situation. You can connect with us at 517-323-7500 or at mainercpa.com.
Well, and I'll tell you what, don't hesitate. The bottom line is get a professional, and you guys are stocked with them. Hey, Kevin Todd, CPA Senior Manager at Maynard Costerisan in Lansing, thanks for joining us and bringing some clarity to which is going to require more clarity as we go on, but I appreciate it. Thanks, Kevin.
Of course, Chris. Thanks for having me.
You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. Stick around, there's more ahead.